I'm here at the insurance conference with one of our international speakers, Herman Paul Christoph from Munich Reinsurance Group. He's the Chief Financial Officer. Herman, welcome to South Africa, firstly.
Thank you very much.
Are you having a good time so far?
Absolutely. It's cold outside,
Yes.
but it's very nice, and I enjoy the conference. It's an impressive conference, 700 people and some more, I think, so very impressive.
Brilliant, brilliant. And Herman spoke this afternoon, and I'd just like to pick up on a few things that you spoke about. The one was, you mentioned that 2011 was a real-life stress test for the insurance industry because of the massive losses that were experienced. How has this impacted reinsurers' claims paying ability as well as the way that they assess and model risk?
The overall 2011, one should note that it was actually the costliest year ever in the history of the insurance in terms of NatCat events. So it was really a very, very tough year in terms of NatCat losses. Nevertheless, the industry weathered the year pretty well overall. And I would say that actually for most of the players in the industry, the NatCat losses were a P&L, a profit and loss event. So yes, the figures, the numbers were not so good, the results were not so good, but most of the players came out with positive results at the end of the year, which was also the case for Munich Re, for us. So from that end, yeah, it was a hard year, but nevertheless it shows that at the end of the day the industry seems to have things much better under control, and risk modeling, risk management is something which not only Munich Re is doing, but all of the major peers are actually also applying similar standards. And from that end, it seems that the industry altogether was prepared and was not completely shocked by the severity and the frequency of these large losses in 2011. What was, and what still is at the end of the day, the more problematic issue in my view, and what could actually be for the industry also a more significant balance sheet event, is the situation on the capital markets, especially with all the uncertainties in the political situation in Europe. Because at the end of the day, we are all, investors, and not only insurers. We invest significant money. Munich Re alone invests more than 200 billion euros altogether, the group. And it is at the moment really a very, very difficult task to kind of invest in a way that you are prepared actually to weather all possible events that could happen, actually, especially when we're talking about the uncertainty in the Eurozone.
And connected to some of that uncertainty, of course, we've seen an increase, a rapid increase in regulation just around the subprime crisis and banking crisis. Do you think, you mentioned that South Africa should be careful in the way that it implements regulation, although regulation is positive and is good for the industry and important for transparency and accountability. How should the South African regulator navigate the implementation of regulation in such a way that it's not too onerous for the insurance industry?
First of all, let me say that Munich Re actually in general supports the efforts of the international regulators in terms of, developing the regulatory regimes from very simple models, which we still have in most parts of the world, especially in Europe, by the way, into a more sophisticated economic and really risk-based models. So that is something that we believe is a very good thing. It will make our industry and also the risk management within our industry even more sophisticated. It sets the right standards. It will bring the right impulses, I guess, to the industry. So in that regard, I'm very positive when it comes to Solvency II, which is the regulatory effort actually in Europe. But I'm also very positive when it comes to SAM, the South African initiative, which is based on Solvency II. And a lot of Solvency II, of the ideas from Solvency II, are making its way into SAM, as far as I understand it. So this is also very good, I think. There are areas, and to go into the detail I think will not help here, but a very simple one. There are very significant reporting requirements, and this will be really onerous for the industry, which are currently discussed under Solvency II. And I don't know really in detail what actually is planned in South Africa, but it seems that also here the reporting requirements, as they have been discussed at the moment, are pretty onerous. And there are certain things where the regulators should really step back and think for themselves, is that really value creating? Is that not just driving costs for the insurance industry up? And can we at the end of the day digest the tons of information which will be sent in? Yeah, and from that end I think there should be changes, there should be some rethinking, and a slightly leaner approach would give us the industry basically a chance actually to concentrate on the real risk management actually, and not on some administrative tasks at the end of the day, which might put the focus too much away from the real topics for us.
And on the topic of risk management, you say that in order to secure success in what's become the new normal really, which is financial crisis or state of financial crisis, companies and insurers should be careful to decrease their appetite for risky bets on assets. What does that look like, and what does that really mean when it comes to the insurance industry and how they should be selecting risk and taking on risk?
For Munich Re, actually, the philosophy for many years has been to not really focus so much on the achievement of what we call alpha on the asset side. We believe that the success in the insurance industry is about really getting the profitability of the underwriting right. So the liability side of the balance sheet, this is actually what insurers should focus on, and writing a profitable underwriting portfolio, insurance portfolio, this is really what counts. And we have seen in many areas of the world, and I exclude also no country basically, and also in Germany, when we see what happens in, for example, the life insurance industry, where there is a behavior which is at the end of the day not economically justifiable at the end of the day, whereas there is competition for rather underpriced life insurance business, and where we are actually taking too much of market risks within our products in the industry. These kind of things can only change if people understand that this is not what at the end will make us successful. And this, what we call cash flow underwriting, we have seen that in the industry for very many years, and this is not over yet. And this is actually what I meant, and I do hope, and I actually do believe, that the regulatory regimes like Solvency II, like SAM in South Africa, will actually help in a way to educate the industry in this direction.
Great. Some parting thoughts on, this is your first time in South Africa. Anything that has surprised you particularly, and do you have any thoughts on the local insurance industry here?
That's a difficult one.
On the spot?
On the spot. I'm here two days only, so I'm not an insider yet when it comes to South African insurance industry. What surprised me most was the weather, to get back to that one, so the most important. But no, actually, I think what I am surprised is actually how professional the industry at the end of the day is here in South Africa. Also, when it comes to the regulatory regime, it doesn't look like South Africa is far behind what the European regulators are currently trying to achieve. And from that end, I was surprised actually how sophisticated and how well informed the colleagues that I met here in the conference actually really were.
Well, that's very positive. Herman, thanks so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you very much.